Waislamu kwamba Waislamu wamemwalika Martha kwenye mkutano yao wa kumsifia. Sasa mimi naangaa kama mchungaji kuwa kwamba Wakristo fulani na wakasupport sana UDA mpaka wakakuwa nyumbani kwake, alafu wakampatia madhabahu yeye kuuza sera zake. Juzi nimeona kwa TV hapo, sijui ni Kiduraya man wapi, theme ya service Sunday ilikuwa ya RUTO, lakini hawa wenzetu ambao ni wa kanisa wakalaumu Waislamu kwa sababu mkaribisha Martha, na upande huu mwingine hao wenyewe wamefanya vile vile Waislamu walisupport Martha. But apart from that one, ningependa kuongea kuhusu ya hali ya RUTO leo. Kwa ile clip ambayo tumeisikia inashada sana, lakini vile umekuwa ukisema kwenye show presenters amini na wenzetu mmekuwa mkisema kwamba nia ya deputy president sio nzuri na anaweza kuwa leader miaka kuja, lakini kwa sasa hivi vile umesema pale hatoshi mboga. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu yani kuna kitu fulani ameficha ndani ambayo Wakenya wengi hawajui. Paka imeficha makucha, masimba imeficha makucha, itawakamata tu wakati ishaka kwenye kiti. Kwa sababu kusema mambo kama hayo imeshtuka sana. Uone hiyo clip na najua Kenya ameshangaa. Hii inaonyesha wazi kwamba huyu ndugu ni ndugu ambaye anatumia the weakest link ya Kenya ili apate power. Vile alikuwa kwa clip fulani pale, anataka kwanza power ndio affix Wakikuyu na mambo ambao wako shida nao na Wakikuyu mashamba. Mimi is now na inanikumbusha ndoto ambayo nilipata 2018 nikiwa state kwa ndoto, na nikaona Raila, nikaona siko na Mudavadi, siko na mtu mwingine, siko na rais. Nikamuuliza RUTO kwa ndoto, umeua president Uhuru, mbona umeua president Uhuru? Sasa hii mambo inajitokea kuonyesha kwamba kweli intention ya mwenzetu DP haijakuwa safi, na hiyo ndio kitu yafaa Wakenya waone, na nashukuru Mungu it is coming out open on TV, social media. Mtiambai TV, you are doing it, and thank you so much Mr. Bernard and everybody online. But it is coming out at the right time that we may be able to educate our people, that we do not play right now. Take this opportunity 202 to weke president ambaye anakomaa na ana inchi ndani ya moyo wake, tumwe kwenye kiti. We are going to be in hall that maybe in 20 years we can't come out. That's my submission for today. For giving me an opportunity, I will be waiting to get sana. Mtumishi JB Malala, karibu tena.
na tutaendelea kujumuika pamoja. Muhimu kila Mkenya amakinike. Kuna kitu ambacho kimekuwa ni something that I'm sure that it looks like one deputy president wanted to take advantage of the church, but there has come kind of against that, because you cannot buy the church, buy God's people, and God lets you get away with it. It doesn't work. From the previous leaders, they had regard for church, they had regard for God. They never misused God the way Deputy President and his team have used God and the church for their political purpose, to a level where by now they think by flashing money they can get away with it. God of heaven does not take. You may bribe the bishops, you may bribe the apostles and the other teachers, but the God who is the owner of the church will come for you. And suspect he has come for somebody. I don't want to say more than that.
Well, thank you. Bishops ya Uganda kidogo tu. Bishops ya Uganda waliungana na Museveni, and God forbid about 8 bishops ya makanisa kubwa Uganda wajaribu kutupa ile inaitwa nini, tuturi sile sa white, baada ilirudi yote chini, na sasa walikuwa wameungana na Museveni kuua Ugandans. All of them wamekufa moja kwa kutumia jina ya Mungu ama kanisa kutenda dhambi. Hiyo tu nilitaka, kwa sababu najua watu wengi waliona.
Thank you, Mama Selina. So it is Bernard, it can you hold on. Bernard. Okay. Yes.
I also wanted to remind Mama Selina, dakika moja, just less than a minute, is that even our bishops, our own bishops here, how many, those who have been very close to the deputy president, you remember, and who have been feasting from his table so much, many of them have passed on as we speak.
Okay, thank you for the reminder. I wanted to say that it may look like you have bought everything and everything is working out according to your plan. But there is something about God that is mysterious. The Bible says there is no wisdom, no counsel against the Almighty. It may seem like you have cornered him. It may look like you have done everything according to plan and nothing will go wrong. But there is no searching to his understanding. He will pull out something that will mess you big time. If you don't believe that, go and ask a man called Pharaoh. He had everything according to plan. He wanted to bring Israel back to bondage. Jehovah led him on, coming. He got to the Red Sea. The ground was dry. They got in. They were getting as close as possible, not knowing that God is ushering them to get inside, all of them. And no sooner were they inside than the water carried them down. So we must be on this matter. And one deputy president, he needs to go slow if he wants to have a future. But to the best of my knowledge, he has gone too far. He has gone too far. Right now, hata watu wa church wakimwita saa hii kumpatia advice, I will not be surprised akiwatukana. I will not be surprised. That is my observation. And church leaders like me, please, let's be careful. Be having the responsibility to carry on the responsibility of guiding people in the truth requires that you hold it as a serious responsibility. because you stand between eternity, okay, eternity with God or eternity in hell. You have that key with you. Don't allow one person to come and use it for his own personal benefit. Let's stand on the side of what is good, not what is evil. Don't support what's evil because you've been bought or you've been purchased. No. Do what is right. It may not be popular, it may not be celebratable, but it will stand the test of time. That in the history books of this great nation, you will go down, that you stood for what is right, you stood for what is just, you stood for what was for the future of our great nation. Our children's children should be what is consuming us right now, not somebody's ambition. Thank you very much. I think enough on that. Tumulete Mama Kelin. Mama Kelin, good to see you. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, nimekuja tena. Ni network. Sometimes it is poor. So I just try to enter. When I listen outside, it is clear. But when I enter, it disturbs. So mimi submission yangu, I just want to tell Ruto. Huyu Ruto, he look like he's confused. Anauza sera kama mtumba. I saw him today. I saw him today in Meru. He looked like he's in the market, open market, where he sell mutumba. He's shouting like a crazy person, haeleweki. So one thing I want to tell Ruto with his supporters, our Azimio bot is already full and has started the journey. Tuko tu kwa maji, tunaokota wale wanaogelea. Those one who are failing in water, they are not able to float. Hao ndio tunaokota. But our boat is very full and we are going. So Ruto should keep in mind that he will never fail the dynasty. But even the Bible says, you will only fail what you compensated in his rise. Kama hakushughulika kuwainua wale dynasty, he will never fail them, no matter how much he try. It is God who put them there, and he will never fail them, never and never. So even if we try, he will never fail them. When you can't beat them, you just join them. And that is why Ruto joined Moi. He came and joined. He joined RAILA. They fight Moi. They fight Kibaki. He has come and joined UHURU to become dynasty. You know, Ruto now has become dynasty. So he wants to fight dynasty. Dynasty can only fight another dynasty. Because we can't beat them, we join them for them to help us to become dynasty. You know, Ruto joined them to become where he is. And because they helped Ruto to reach where he is, they can decide to get him back where they get him because they have power. They are them who put them here, where he is right now. Even the Bible says, you can only fail whoever you make him rise. So if they helped Ruto to be deputy president, they can as well take him back to where they picked him. So Ruto, aende pole pole, he will never even become leader. He has destroyed everything. We know he might be, maybe his children who will. Never know the history. But now he destroyed everything. Ameharibu kila kitu. He will never even appear around leadership because everybody now has known his true color. We know how he wants to lead. We know the anger is having, so we can't put Kenya in such a hands. Those who think they can fail dynasty, let us join dynasty. We come there. Hata Ruto akiwadanganya ya kwamba we want dynasty to fall, it will never fall. He joined them to become deputy. And so how will he fight the two dynasty now? They are together too. He came together with one to get that power, and he now fighting the two dynasty who has the interest of Kenyans at heart. So we just joined them. They pull us up as we come to our dynasty. That is my submission. Thank you.
Asante sana mwalimu, tunashukuru kwa mchango wako. Siasa ni wanasema siasa ni karata. Lakini lazima tusikie ni maisha, na tukicheza lazima tusicheze tukielewa kwamba zinahusu maisha ya Wakenya. Unajua unaenda kucheza siasa ukifikiria kwamba siasa inawahusu hao. Hii siasa inahusu maisha. Na kama utaweka maslahi ya Wakenya mbele, utachanganyikiwa. Ndio sasa maneno yamechacha kwa sababu William Ruto na timu yake wameweka kuwa rais kuwa ni kitu cha muhimu kuliko mtu yeyote na kuliko kitu chochote. That is not the way to go about leadership. I always say that if you are sleeping in the house and there is a bang on the door and you are the man of the house, you don't front the bang on the door until you have secured your wife and children. There is no need, because you don't know what you're going to meet. And the most important thing is you protect the people in the house first, and then you go and confront the enemy at the door. You don't just begin to fight aimlessly. Any fight that is not geared towards safeguarding lives is a wrong fight. It's uncalled for us fight, and so let's be sober about this. Let's ensure that we inform other Kenyans to be aware. I have asked this question here before, that when did Ruto become rich? Was it trickled down or was it bottom up? If trickle down made him rich, why doesn't he also ask to be made rich using the same system? Now he wants to turn it upside down and say now bottom up will work faster and will do miracles. If trickle down made him rich, we also want to be rich the same way he became rich. The only problem I have is that there's no book, there is no script, there is no what is it called? Any writing anywhere on how Ruto moved from rags to riches. We want to study that in our universities. We want to study that in our schools. How chicken selling can make you billionaire. If that book is not written, those billions, we are coming for them. Mama na baba wamesema. Na tunawaamini. Bob, Papa Azimio, vipi leo?
Jambo. Bernard, how are you?
I'm well.
Nashukuru kwa nani, namuona Mama Sali pale. Kuna WG, hii WG ndio sijui ni initial gani. Naona mzee Alex alikuwa amepotea sana. Jambo Alex. Kuna JB. JB Malala. Malala, are you a brother to Omondi? Yes. Anyway, thanks a lot for this opportunity. I'm glad to be with you guys. Yesterday was a very eventful day in the political scene. We had one gentleman who we got some clip on how he can get his adrenaline that high. Hey, hii mambo imekuwa ngumu. I didn't know these things can be this difficult. You know, at this rate, I wonder it's the people who will be around the DP after the people have spoken on 9th of August, because clearly there is given to try and cool down anxiety. He needs to see a shrink, because the way he's behaving is not normal for a leader who is looking for the top job of the land, and he seemed to have a history of going for anything anywhere, anytime, at all costs. That is a very bad trait. And it is unfortunate that we didn't get this kind of information early enough. I'm sure even the legislators who are opposing the president from his own backyard would have definitely initiated some kind of impeachment, because this is not a gentleman that can be trusted with power. He is telling us that Uhuru atulie, amuonesha vile kufanya kazi. What is the meaning of that? That statement is very loaded, considering and coming from the background of the phone conversation that was played in public. It is a very dangerous statement, and when you look at it, the events of yesterday in the morning at the church in Meru, I am very disappointed. Kenyan, and I hope many Kenyans are disappointed. Most so, I'm disappointed disappointed because I'm Catholic. That whatever happened in Meru is something I've never seen. And I don't think even any other church would allow the kind of charade that went on in Meru. You know, the kind of language, you know, the street language that what do you call him, the Gachagua used. How do you even utter a word like the middle finger in church? You know, it is the worst thing you can ever think. Those are words that by you know, juveniles, some young fellows who are, you know, I just cannot believe it. You know, that Martha Karua showed Bernard, is that normal? Because for a grown-up, a legislator, somebody who should be commanding some kind of respect, and the father or the bishop who was there, how can he allow somebody to use that kind of language at the pulpit? Unless I'm the only one who is trying to put setting some standards of that nature, but it was the worst thing that can ever happen to a house of God. You know, it is very demeaning. I feel very sad about it. Nevertheless, we cannot keep on crying about that fellow. We must move on because I think there's too much pressure on their side. They cannot see how they're trying to see how they can grab this leadership of the land, and they have looked at the avenues that they used previously, and it's like they are blocked because recently, when the chief agent for Azimio, the presidential candidate, mentioned that in a tweet that there are people who in IEBC who are in collusion with the UDA and are planning something on to do with elections electronically, that it was active, but they are being neutralized. That tells you that somebody has touched a raw nerve. The kind of you know, Makasiriko, it is not out of the blue, and you cannot tell me that the statement that the president made yesterday has kept this bile, you know, going over the top. It is something to do with the average that they planned to use to steal that have been neutralized. And that is why they are behaving like that. They are on a losing streak. I don't think they will recover. Let them waanze kuzoea mapema sana ya kwamba Raila ndio atakuwa rais wetu wa tano. Talking about Martha, now let me go to Martha. Martha is really doing a good job. That was a master stroke by Azimio to choose Martha. And she's making the UDA team have sleepless nights totally. And the job she's doing, she's really galvanizing our vote. Finally, now what else was there on the menu? Oh yes, just a minute. Now, finally, there is something that I need. This is a question to put across to Bernard. Bernard, I watched a certain news clip, and the president has clearly, you know, given the hierarchy in his government. The first on the list, it's him, and then Gachagua, and he has said that Kithure Kindiki is the in command. Now I'm wondering, Bernard, what is happening to your kingsman, Mr. Mudavadi and Weta? I thought they were partners at amorphous coalition of Kenya Kwanza. You're embarrassing yourselves this way, Bernard. You need to come out and make a statement as an elder from that.
Papa, but I have already responded to that. Okay? We have emphasized on this platform. There is no Kenya Kwanza. UDA. Okay? And our brothers that we donated to UDA should just wear yellow. We should forget this other white and green. It's not there. Go wear yellow and decide, accept to mop the floor for others to sit on it. Hiyo ni kazi walikubaliana, ni kama ndoa ishafanyika imefanyika, mambo ndio hayo, kila mtu avumiliane, waishi. But as far as them having a stake in the Kenya government, they don't have. So, huku waona kwa manifesto walikuwa questionnaires. Wao walikuwa na hoja kubwa.
Hata nimewachia hapo, wacha niruhusu mzee Mike ameingia hapa tupatie habari nzuri zaidi. Asante.
Thank you. Asante Papa, kwa mchango wako, na asante sana kwa Kenya wote ambao mnajumuika nasi katika Mtembei TV. Tafadhali endelea kukaribisha wawili watatu wamakinike pamoja nasi katika mjadala wa leo. Usitaki peke yako, na hata ukiwa ndani ya studio pia endelea kwenye Facebook groups, share in WhatsApp groups, share in every whatever social media platform that you are familiar with, so that as many people as possible can join. And if you have not yet subscribed to Mtembei TV, please do so. If you are not following us on Facebook, please do so, because those are the three channels that we go live on, all the three. Mtembei TV Facebook, Mtembei TV official profile, the Mtembei TV on YouTube. And those who can be members, please join, because we are working out plans to see to it that we have people that are committed to this channel. I want to see the future of this channel developing and becoming a household name as it already is, and is able to sustain itself to do what is supposed to. We are drawing out a plan on how we'll be able to report the results for the elections. We are putting up contacts around the country so that they'll be able to get raw news, just like the one you get every day from here, from Bunge la Wananchi. You get raw news from Mushinaka Ingo, reporting to you the number of votes that came in, not something that has been sieved and massaged and polished for you to hear. We want it raw, right from the mouth of the horse. Thank you very much. On the comment section, asanteni sana, tafadhali hakikisha kwamba kama kuna uchafu unasafishwa huko kwa comment section. Kuna watu wanakataa kutumia akili, wanataka kutusi kila mtu, na matusi yao ni mabaya sana. Tafadhali watu kama hao ukiwaona usiwaache, tafadhali report them to me so that we clear them. We will clear all the bushes so that we have a clean country that can be entrusted with the future of our children and our children's children. Bwana Mike, habari leo?
Salama Bernard, habari ya jioni. Nimejaribu kuingia nikitoka, lakini nimefanikiwa dakika ya mwisho.
Karibu.
Habari my kinsman, Papa. I wanted to first of all respond to Papa before I make my submission.
Please do.
It is you and me who think Mudavadi was cheated or was shortchanged. But Mudavadi is fully aware of the contract and the agreement they had. Outside sisi ndo tunafikiria mtu amechi. Mudavadi basically sold ANC to UDA at a fee, with a promise of a position that is neither here nor there. And RUTO didn't lie when Dick is going to be the Speaker of National Assembly, and constitutionally, that is the office that takes over in case the other two are incapacitated or God forbid they pass on. So RUTO has not lied to anybody. Ni sisi ndo tulitumiwa kudanganywa kwamba watu wetu wameenda kututetea. Those people took us wakatuweka kwa gunia, and they used us to bargain for their stomachs, and they have what they got. And there's nothing they're expecting, by the way. even if they are not given any seat, the agreement is very clear. Mudavadi cannot raise 70%. So in short, he was told that you take this money. The other one is for the optics that we shall make use so and so. But the long and short of it is that Mudavadi and Wetangula, they are going through their last careers, their last days in their career as politicians. You shall not hear them anymore after 2022. Save for Wetangula, who has taken who has been smart enough to take an option to have his foot on one side and another. So that is it, Papa. Don't argue with me on this one. I can tell you it. To the issues of the day. To the issues of the day. Bernard, in the next 30 days, we are going to hear a lot of truths being given in bits, and it is very well calculated, of course, from the system. They are going to tell us who RUTO is and for who he really is and for what he stands for. And this will be coming in bits. It will appear as leaks, as rumors, but it will be unfolding in doses to the extent that by the time we are by the end of this month, Kenyans will have been given so much that they look at RUTO and they wonder who this man is. Because these are the things that Uhuru has been holding back to tell us why he's not comfortable with his brother, who he says he had promised 10 years. You see, when you promise somebody something and he negates on the agreement, you are not bound by it, even in a contract. There are exit clauses in a contract. A contract cannot be sealed and say whatever comes. There are always exit clause that allows you to come out in case certain conditions are not met. And I think in this case, Uhuru is going to prove to Kenyans that certain things happened in between that made him think twice. So we are going to see more of that, Bernard. And Kenyans will have a very clear distinction between the two people who to choose. There'll no longer be a thin line of saying, I don't know. Like there was a lady who came a while ago, I think you are not in, and she told us that she's torn between two people. The choices of RAILA and RUTO cannot be an issue of being torn between two people. It is just as clear as day and night. You cannot pretend to be confused on who to choose between the two, because one stands for very clear values and the other one stands for very clear vices that nobody in their right mind could want to be associated with. So in the next 36 days, we are going to see things working even better for Raila and Martha. I shared in a group, Martha will be a discussion before and after election, because she has brought in a different kind of energy in our politics, a different kind of behavior, culture in politics that we are going to live with for the next phase of our politics. Those people who don't know, Martha has a very deep Kikuyu accent. She says Haro and Azimio, and people picked that and it became very fashionable. Somebody would have thought that she was being cajoled or laughed at for her deep home accent. But caps are being printed with those words. T-shirts are being sold left, right, center, and central with those words. It is everything Martha does is good for the public. If she coughs, it becomes fashionable. If she trips and falls, people might think it's a fashion, and everybody will be walking the street and tripping to show that they are in agreement with whatever Martha does. So I'm in a good place. I'm happy for what is happening, Bernard. I'd want to leave it at that for now. Thank you.
Okay. Asante sana Mike. Bob, ulikuwa unataka kuchallenge Mike on what? Quickly, in half a minute.
No, yeah, Mike, I just wanted to ask you, Now that you are talking about the contract, that contract with the UDA, I thought it was something that was being chief minister is like being a prime minister. He was supposed to be the third in command. Why would he relegate him to a novice? That was very cheap. And why don't you, as kingsmen, you should come together and tell this gentleman to come home. We can still clean him, and then so that he can have hopes of becoming useful in the next election. We are very good at cleaning political people who have been sent to political oblivion. So he's still young enough to become a president. If he really wants it, we can clean him and let him just come before, so that we lock the Western vote totally, so that the other guy can hardly get 5%.
Bob, what you're asking me is too much. If an elderman from our village, Atoli, assembled thousands of people in a stadium and called our brother to come just and grace the occasion, he did everything, setting up the stadium to just crown the man, and he didn't show up. What else do you want me to do? A commoner like me and you, we can. This man cannot be helped. If elders couldn't help him, elders of the status of Atoli, why are you asking commoners like me and you to put on a fight? It's like asking a rabbit to go and face an elephant. Can you be serious, my brother?
Bwana Mike, wachia hapa tafadhali. Tunashukuru kwa mchango wenu. Mnahitaji debate wawili mkamalizane ili swala mlimalize vizuri. Cha muhimu hapa ni kile uelewe ni kwamba uongozi wa Mlembe Nation ulibadilishwa katika Buhungu 2. So mtu yeyote ambaye hakuwa Buhungu 2 hayuko katika uongozi wa Mlembe Nation. Na so my DVDs no longer, it doesn't speak for the Luya community, it doesn't speak for the Mlembe Nation. He used to, but he was replaced during Buhungu 2. So as at now, he's looking, he speaks for himself and probably his political party, which you have been reliably informed, it was sold to UDA. So he even doesn't have a political party because he got money for it. So as at now, can we clean him up? If he's willing to help himself. But in my opinion, he's not. The only thing that can save Musalia Mudavadi right now is to cause the second earthquake. This time it will be a serious one, okay? Walk out of Kenya Kwanza, call a presser, and walk out tonight. And go straight to Azimio. Say, nimechoka na hii maneno kabisa. That may save him. But is he capable of doing that? I don't think so. So, hata saa hii tukimtumia nani ama nani, hawezi kusaidika kwa sababu hata katika kuokoa mtu akifanya nini, when somebody is drowning, okay, the person should be willing to follow you to safety. If he doesn't want to follow you to safety, he will die inside the water. And if you insist, you will die, both of you. So Mudavadi has decided to drown, let him drown, and maybe if he resurrects in another life, but not in this one. In my opinion, I'm not writing him off. I'm just stating facts the way they are and the way he's slow. Harvey said today that he has realized that Mudavadi is very slow to make a decision. He is extremely slow, extremely slow. And the way things are going so fast, I don't think he will have that time to make the right decision in good time. Probably, hata kienda sabbatical, yes, kumsaidia. The only drastic thing he can do now is to move out of Kenya Kwanza with a storm and I say I came here thinking that there's democracy. I don't see it. I thought we'll be here with all our political parties, but you are killing our political parties. You should do what Kaboko is doing. If he does that, ataokolewa na watoto wa Mlulu na Waluya wote watakuja waambia mtoto yetu usijali, kaa hapa, tutapanguza wewe machozi, lakini next time usijaribu. Watamsamehe, lakini akiendelea na hiyo ati anaendelea sugoi kuosha sufuria, is doomed, is finished, just waiting for burial. Well, naomba tumsikilize kabla Mora kuje. Nataka sasa tucheze video, tumekaa sana. One video, then we bring in Mora to make her submission. Where do we start? Okay, we start here.
President William RUTO for allegedly being too temperamental to lead the country come from a leaked audio file where RUTO is allegedly disclosing to others that he was on the verge of slapping President Uhuru Kenyatta after the nullification of the presidential election results in 2017 because Uhuru was claimed to have almost given up on a rerun. Here is a section of that clip recorded at a meeting between RUTO and the Agikuyu Council in 2017. Let's listen in.
Baada ya 2017 na mimi nataka niwaambie, najua tulienda kufanya uchaguzi tukashinda. Huyu mtu akaenda pale akakoroga, ikasemekana turudie uchaguzi, ndio watu wengi, sijui ni kwa sababu gani, watu wengi walikuwa nafikiri sasa ikisemekana turudie uchaguzi ati tutawachana na Uhuru. Sijui kwa sababu gani watu walikuwa naamini hivyo, lakini mimi nilitoka hapa kwa ofisi na nilikuwa nimemwambia Uhuru, hii chunga hapo iko Kiingereza. Akaniambia hapana, nimechunga kabisa, kila kitu iko sawa. Kulikuwa na mtu mwingine anaitwa Nje, sijui nani. Mwisho mlango kumbe ilikuwa wazi, wengine wakaingia ndani wakaharibu, si ndio? Mimi nikatoka hapa nikafika State House. Kufika State House nikakuta rafiki yangu wako hapo. Sitaki kusema alikuwa anafanya nini, kwa sababu sisi ni wazee. So ndio huyo sasa hii maneno sijui nini, mimi sitaki, mimi nataka kwenda Ichaweri, wewe sijui sasa mimi sitaki, wacha tuachane na hii kitu. Mimi nikamwangalia nikamwambia, wewe ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. Ati sisi tuwache, ati tutoke hapa. Habana. Na nikura tumeshinda. Kwani alikuwa ametushinda wapi? Tumeshinda wabunge, tumeshinda magavana, tumeshinda senators wengi, tumefanya hiyo kazi yote. Ukora tu ameenda kufanya hapo kidogo. So nikamwambia awache mchezo. Hapo hapo nikampeleka hapo Bama, tuenda kula nyama. Akapona kidogo namna hii.
Allow me to set the record straight. That particular conversation may have concerned the nullification of the 2017 presidential election, but the meeting between Deputy President William RUTO and the Agikuyu elders is reported to have transpired last week.
Okay, Miss Mara, I have no words. country. Only God can save us.
Niliwaambia muache kuchekea meno ya wenyewe, amukusikia.
Oh my God.
Wajackoyah.
Yeah, hi everybody. Happy Sunday. Yeah, I'm happy to be here with you guys, and whenever I get time, I tune in, but I'm always at the background. I just wait that every single day, and I just watch and learn one or two things every day. Well, RUTO, he is so unstable. I really have no words to describe this guy. He flip-flops almost every statement he makes. It's a flip-flop or it's a lie. He is so unstable. He really needs to go to a mental hospital for a workup, for a checkout. He is so unstable. And there's this old saying that goes like, when a man shows you who he is the first time, believe them. RUTO has actually showed us who he is. I don't know why some people still believe in him. He can never be good for this country. Not now, not ever, unless he changes. Because his tendencies are dictatorial. For real, if we elect RUTO, then we are inviting dictatorship into Kenya. And then he goes to church, like he was in church today. I watched it in Meru. And the pastor, whoever was preaching, just decided to campaign for RUTO in church. And the moment he steps out of church, I think he takes off his suit and matusi, kitenda wili, nene. So what's the point of going to church? I thought tunaenda church kutuliza roho so we can get redirected on how to handle things with other human beings. That's what I thought church is for. And then I don't like him. Like, he keeps saying, oh, rafiki yangu, my friend, sarcastically. He calls people my friend, my rafiki yangu, but it's all sarcasm. It doesn't really mean like Uhuru is his friend anymore. But you'll hear him say, oh, my friend, my friend, my friend. So, but anyway, back to the topic for the day. He says he is going to show Uhuru how kutawala. I'm not sure what he means by that. Like, he wants to show RUTO that he can be a dictator, or what does he want to show Uhuru? They were together, let me say, for 5 years, and then RUTO broke apart and went to do his own thing. So why wouldn't he show Uhuru how to lead at least the first 5 years when they're in the office? So at least they could get better results for Kenya. So I don't know what he means when he says "Ntamwonyesha kutawala." It just beats logic. And then Azimio, I like how they have diversified their campaigns. They were like in 4 or 5 places today, which is really good. That means they don't want anyone to be left out. They want their manifesto, they want their message to reach as many people as possible, so that no region claims that they never went to campaign and to who their votes. So they're doing really well that by going to different places. On the same day, you'll see like 4 or 5 campaigns by different Azimio, let me say Azimio candidates or members. That's very, very good. And then in Meru, I listened a little bit the speech by Rigathi, especially. I normally want to hear what that guy says. He is a disgrace. You know, I think at one point he forgot that he's supposed to be campaigning for RUTO. He was actually campaigning for himself. Serikali yangu. When I get to the office, this is what I'm going to do. He totally forgot that he is the deputy to be. I mean, if they win, and God forbid, they shouldn't win. So I don't know why he wants to sideline his boss. But anyway, RUTO sidelined. So maybe Rigathi is trying to do exactly what RUTO did to Uhuru. And should I say, we actually don't have 37 days to elections, because I don't think the last week really counts. So we have like 30 days. The last week normally doesn't count because it's just like it's the last. it's like ironing out things, and I'm not even sure like campaigns go on in the last week before elections. That's all for now, you guys. I'm here. Let's discuss.
Okay, asante sana Miss Mora, tunashukuru kwa mchango wako na tunaendelea kujadili siasa hizi. Tafadhali kila mmoja tumakinike na heshima idumu. Hakuna haja ya kutusi mtu hapa. Cha muhimu aidha timu yako inapata mabao ama inapigwa mabao. Kama mmelemewa ni mmelemewa. So unasema tumelemewa lakini tunapanga tutafanya hiki na hiki ili tubadilishe the trend. You don't fight everybody simply because your team is having it rough on the pitch. Just work out, make the subs, ensure that you revamp your team so that it works out. But insulting everybody because they have said something against William Ruto is not going to help much. William Ruto gives us a lot of fodder to use against himself, and so we can't help it. Or on the other hand, we are not talking about the person of William Ruto. We are talking about the presidency of the Republic of Kenya, where we have 50 million of us. We cannot give a novice to take care of 50 million people until he has proven on how he can handle the little. The Bible says, if you are faithful in the little, you will be faithful in much. If you are unfaithful in the little, it's evidence that you'll be unfaithful in much. How has William Ruto performed? What kind of a leader is he? What has he demonstrated in the 10 years he's been in deputy president? Does it make us feel like we should add him more time to work? Has it been excellent that we can bank on it to help us? I don't think so. It has been a disappointment, and as much as he wants to be president, that's all. The reason why William Ruto is on the ballot is because he wants to be president, not because Kenyans asked him to be president. There is no Kenyan anywhere who is on record having gone to Sugoi and asked William Ruto to come and become president. And like what RAILA did, he went across the country. Ambia baba aendelee ama siendelee. Wananchi wakamwambia baba aendelee. He took the mandate from the people. William Ruto does not take mandate from anybody. He takes mandate from himself. And what he wants, he claims that he gets. And so he's willing to walk on anybody, insult anybody, just to become what he wants to be. We are not part of the machinery he will use to fulfill his agenda. It is time for Kenyans to sober up. Traditionally, as Africans, we don't give leadership to people who have not demonstrated on how they can take care of the rest of the family. Even in a family setting, a child who is careful with every other brother and sisters and other relatives is the one who is left the mandate of leading the home. Not the one who has fought every brother, has fought every sister, has scattered every relative, and is the only one remaining in the homestead and is given leadership of that community. That community does not survive with that kind of leadership. So as Kenyans, let's not, it doesn't take science to see who is capable of leading the country and who is capable of running the country to the cliff. Let us not play games. 2022 elections is historical, and it's historic in the sense that if we make a mistake to choose wrong leaders, we go down an ending. If we choose right leaders who will rise from the infrastructure and the investment of UHURU Kenyatta, this country will be catapulted into great heights, given good leadership. We are on the brink of a breaking forth or a breakdown permanently, depending on who we vote for. So from the MCA to the member of parliament, to the women rep, to the senator, to the governor, Howard Wote, to the president, usicheze na kura yako, chagua wale viongozi ambao wanafaa kuongoza, si wale wamejitokeza, wale wanafaa. Choose those that can lead this country, who have this country at heart. That is a responsibility that is on your shoulder. Don't play with it. I will get one more video before I think we bring back Mama Selina to weke maneno bayana. Let's get these two videos consecutively, and then Mama Selina comes in. Na wale ambao mnataka kuingia studio, time please.
Mwaniaji wa urais wa Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Bi Martha Karua amezuru jiji la Nairobi kwa kampeni ya kumpigia debe Raila Odinga.
Karua amewataka Wakenya kuwapiga kalamu viongozi wanaohusishwa na ufisadi, akisema ndicho kiini cha hali ngumu ya maisha, kama anavyotuarifu Steve Shidera.
Martha Karua ametifua kivumbi jijini Nairobi hii leo, kieneza injili ya Azimio. Karua aliyeungana na viongozi wa Nairobi aliwataka wapiga kura zaidi ya milioni 2 jijini humu kuelekeza kura zao kwa kapu la Raila Odinga.
Timu ya kuamini ni moja, ni ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Mambo kisha.
Karua aliahidi kuwa wafanyikazi jijini Nairobi watapata mazingira bora ya kufanya kazi iwapo Raila atachaguliwa kuwa rais.
Sisi na Profesa Kaloki tunawaomba kura, tustawishe jamii hapa, tupigane na umaskini na njaa.
Iko watu wanakuja na makasiriko, wanataka kuchaguliwa hata sababu wamekasirika. Ukiwaona waambiwe wananchi wako na njaa na pia wamekasirika. Makasiriko si kitu ya kufanya uchaguliwe.
Viongozi hao wa Azimio wakiahidi kukabiliana na ufisadi kama swala la dharura iwapo wataunda serikali ijayo.
Na ndio tunataja ufisadi na tunasema tutakuwa na vita dhidi ya ufisadi, sababu kila kitu inahitaji pesa. Hata mambo ya usalama inahitaji.
Nataka tutoke kwa wingi, najua tunaenda kushinda, but I want us to win with so many votes.
Awali Karua alihudhuria ibada ya Jumapili katika kanisa la African Divine Church mtaani Kangemi, kabla ya kampeni zake zilizoanzia RUTO Satellite na kukamilikia mtaani Githurai. Martha Karua, ambaye sasa anasema kwamba kampeni zimeingia katika kipindi cha lala salama, amefanya mikutano ya kampeni 10 jijini Nairobi, akiwataka wakazi wa jiji la Nairobi kujitokeza na kumpigia Raila Odinga kura kwa wingi. Steve Shidera, runinga Citizen, Nairobi.
Chairperson Gideon Moi has said his decision to back the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition was for the greater good of the people of Rift Valley. Speaking in Kabartonjo town after attending a church service at the AIC church, Gideon Moi, who is seeking a 3rd term as the Baringo senator, described his political stand as strategic and meant to ensure that the people in the region are part of the next government and not consigned to the opposition. He challenged the residents of Baringo and Rift Valley at large to remain united and not to be divided politically. He was accompanied by local leaders, including Baringo Deputy Governor Jacob Chepkwony, amongst other leaders.
You must have a position.
Amunei, enungu ni oroti siasa chumogogoe, engomosi, botindo engwai, botindo kashawe engomosi no, engomosi botindo engwa, Karua. So olulul mogulul, getiti wanajal, ate ekni kasino. Kogo ye.
Lakini unagita genge.
Ogotia ya ine, ogotia mangu ne. Onai, uloti dai, towe mo, ulito.
Well, that story leads us to a short commercial break right.
Yes, Mama Selina. Karibu, kuna ombi hapa kwa comments wanasema translate Mama Selina, yes. Translate panda.
Gideon Moi. Gideon Tishele Moi. Moja amewauliza Central wako na wawili. Kuna Martha Karua na kuna Kashakwa. Miti ikianguka upande hii mtoto yao wako. Miti ikianguka pande hii miti yao iko. Na nyinyi na sisi wa Kalenjin tuko wapi? Ameuliza swala watu ya Baringo, of which mumesikia kitacha Mochongoi wanataka, lakini ya muhimu amemwambia tumepanga hii mambo iliisha kitambo. Kwa hivyo mkue ndani ya serikali, msikue opposition. Na amesema mbele pole pole, which means Gideon is coming in future. Actually ameongea vizuri sana that watu wa Baringo watamupigia kura. Na ameuliza hii upusi ya mtu mmoja anakuja kusema yeye ni king ya Kalenjin. Kwa nini Central wamekuwa na watoto yao wawili kwa debe? Kwa hivyo Gideon pia kwa sababu kwa Azimio atachunga watu. Hiyo ni mambo ya muhimu amesema. But ukiangalia ground na uone vile unajua wa Kalenjin watu wangi kuficha. Na nilikuwa nimekuja hapa siku nyingine nikawaambia Baringo elders wamekaa chini na wakaamua ya kwamba Gideon ni mtoto yao na lazima wachunge. Na hivyo ndio Rift Valley majority wamefanya. Wamesema wanyamaze, but Gideon atakuwa ndani na wale wengine wote kuchunga jamii ya Kalenjin. So hiyo mnaisapungi ati sijui Baringo, sijui ngapi, sijui wapi, mshangae. Hiyo chakwaya hiyo yako hiyo mtu yako ya panja naweza kuwa namba 2 penalty. Mambo ni ngumu. Mambo imeteleza. Niliwaambia. Sasa na kitu mbaya sana. Naongezea. How unaenda kumwambia watu ati ulipata president amekula ile kitu amekula, dakika ya mwisho ukataka kumchapa? Na mkumbuke wakati ile uhuru ya kwanza alikuwa amewachia Mudavadi. Mnajua ni yeye pia alienda akamkata Mudavadi. Hata hii Mudavadi yenu sijui anakaaje. Uhuru alikuwa amesema awachie kiti Mudavadi. Mtu mwenye alisimama na akakata Mudavadi ni RUTO. The same RUTO amechukua huyo Mudavadi na kumwangusha. Nafikiri nyinyi pia Penat watoto yenu hawana akili. Unapatiwa kiti na uhuru na RUTO anakuja kwa sababu interest ilikuwa ni yeye akue. Sasa leo amesema alitaka kuchapa Uhuru. Ameruti anasema alimpeleka kukula nyama ndio apone. Kwa nini? Kwa ile maneno like matarau, na alikuwa ameambia Wakalenjin, by the way, alikuwa amesema yeye ni president. So wacha apate ile kitu alikuwa anatafuta, na tunashukuru hiyo watu wametoa hiyo clip at the right time, kwa sababu jamii ya Kikuyu wangeteleza kupatia huyu jamaa kiti wangeimba. Wacha vile walikuwa nasema walinyanyaswa wakati ya Moi. Sasa hii ndio wangekuwa analala chini, Ruto anawatembelea juu. Wacha vile waliokopa ile mama ya samani alikuwa na walimweka akapata mimba ndio awache kukalia wase, wangekaliwa vizuri. Asante sana Penalty.
Asante Mama Selina, tunashukuru kwa uchambuzi huu, na mbele kila mmoja tafadhali tumakinike. On the comment section, please let's defend our points with facts, not just hearsay. Okay? Story ya Vihiga, Kakamega, Bungoma,